Missy, what's wrong?
This will sound weird, but I can't get into our home office. The door is locked and Raymond won't answer my knock. I'm afraid something's wrong.
Okay, do you want me to call the police or the fire department?
Actually, I was hoping you could help me break the door down.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Raymond. Raymond. No.
That was good. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
So good.
It's dark chocolate, so you know I'll like it.
But you still have to try it.
Oh.
Here, let's practice our form.
Turnabout is fair play, you know.
Oh, don't worry. I can take it as good as I can dish it out.
You can't wait for the real day.
Only 2 months now. Although we could just cut to the chase and elope.
I hope you said that as a joke.
Yes, Mother. Of course I did.
She's not laughing.
No, not when there are 120 guests, all excited to help you celebrate. So, you've sampled all of the cake flavors. What's the verdict?
My pick is this dark chocolate heaven you just put in my mouth.
It's very good. But I really like the hazelnut almond. Mother, you haven't tried the chocolate. See what you think. You can break the tie.
Oh, no, I'd rather not tip the scales. Besides, I have a new listing to set up. And here's your maid of honor.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No, you're just in time to cast the deciding vote on the wedding cake.
Oh, no, that's way too much pressure.
Just let me know which one you chose.
Bye. Oh, bye.
Do you mind if I... Thanks. I don't want to vote, but can I taste? Because that chocolate looks really good.
Oh, no, you have to vote. We're at an impasse.
Or we could just ask them to make 1 tier dark chocolate and 1 tier hazelnut almond.
See how brilliant you are?
Genius. Totally genius.
We think the kitchen is the house's best feature. We had it remodeled a few months ago.
No, it's wonderful. You've made some excellent design choices.
I would like to enjoy it for another year or 2.
But we will be looking out on the ocean through the kitchen window on the island. Retiring to Maui has been a dream of ours for a long time.
Well, more Ben's dream than mine. My dream is to compete in Seattle's triathlon again next year.
Oh. And you can train on Maui.
And our daughter is here. You remember Melissa? She and her husband are planning to start a family soon.
And she will be a non-stop flight away. Although if Hal ever earns enough to support a family, I will fly back myself and throw him a parade.
Just ignore him, please.
Well, this is a seller's market, so we can expect a quick sale if we price it right. I've pulled some comps to show you.
Oh, hi, Miss Teagarden. Hi. Mom, I found the box of pictures you were looking for.
Ah, I knew you would. Melissa is helping me go through the junk in the attic so I can start packing.
Well, these pictures aren't junk. There's a bunch of me as a baby I've never seen. Oh, do you want to sit down and look at them together?
No. If you do that, you're going to get sidetracked for the rest of the day. Just transfer them to one of those plastic bins and keep sorting.
Dad, it won't take that long. Come on.
I will join you as soon as we finish up here.
Nothing like a daughter to keep you humble.
Yes, tell me about it. This one...
Aurora, I thought you were getting this month's magazines ready for display. I know you have a wedding to plan, but you really must attend to your duties.
The magazines are out, Lillian. And I was just printing out something I was hoping you would read in our ceremony.
You and Nick want me to do a reading? You want me to be a part of the wedding?
We've worked side by side for years. It would mean a lot to me.
Shakespeare's Sonnet 116. How apropos. I would be honored to read it. You raised a fine daughter, Aida.
must have misheard. Did Lillian just pay you a compliment?
It's the magic of weddings. They bring people together.
That they do. So, I forgot to give the bakery the deposit for the cake. Oh, and I have a check in here for them. But... Oh. My friend at the title company just said he wants to see me as soon as possible. I wonder what that's about.
Now, Santi Kimes and her son Kenny didn't start with murder. They began their criminal career as con artists. They used other people's personal information to borrow money in their names.
So basically, identity theft.
Right. Only this was before the internet. They had to use their charm and elaborate storytelling to get their marks to hand over their social security numbers. From there, they'd use people on their payroll, notaries who'd sign off on forged signatures, things like that.
Wow, pretty bold.
Oh, they had zero shame. And if their marks caught on to them, it killed them.
That was a pretty great presentation, Philip.
Thanks.
Yeah, I thought I knew a lot about Santé Kimes, but you knew things that I did not know.
Yeah, I couldn't stop reading about them. Kenny Kimes was my age when he was committing murder for his mother.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not interested. The problem is the research, the time it's going to take.
Well, maybe I'll see if Lynn can authorize some overtime for one of our officers to do the legwork.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Arthur, did I just hear you talking about the consulting job you offered Nick?
Right, we're hoping he can come up with a criminal profile for an embezzlement case.
But I told him with the wedding coming up, I don't have the time to pour through all that research.
Well, you have a great researcher standing right here.
Really? You need help with research? Yeah, I'm all over it.
It's a lot of dry work.
Tedious stuff, really.
No problem. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I seriously think I want to be a detective.
Really? Well, I've always wanted a protege. All right.
Aida, we weren't expecting you here today.
I know. There's just an issue I need to discuss with you and Ben.
Lift that side.
Melissa and Hal are taking Ben's desk. There's no way it'll fit in our Maui house.
But just, why aren't you lifting? Because it'll topple over. Just give me a second. Don't have to be that hard, you know. What's the problem? It's loaded. Let's go, Melissa. You're welcome for the desk.
Don't mind them. They would argue whether the sky was blue.
Why? Oh, why do we marry men like our fathers?
Please come inside. I'll pour you some coffee.
Sure.
Back up. You're saying there is an outstanding loan on this house. Our house, the house that we paid off 5 years ago.
That's what the title company tells me. There is a home equity loan in the amount of $500,000 against this property taken out a little over 2 years ago.
$500,000. Isn't this a joke? We haven't been paying off a loan. How is that even possible?
Well, someone's been paying it off. I mean, there hasn't even been a late payment.
Okay, this makes no sense. Ben.
Somebody has made a mistake. This is gross negligence. I'm gonna make some calls.
Ben, wait. There's something else. There's also an $18,000 lien against the house taken out by a contractor by the name of Tony Galati. We have to get this cleared before we can proceed with the sale.
Well, that's not a surprise. Ben hired Tony Galati to remodel the kitchen when he started thinking about selling the house. He never paid the final installment because the work wasn't finished on time.
All right, and this is everything the company gave us, all their financials, 6 years worth.
So what we need you to do, Philip, is take note of dates the flag bank withdrawals were made. Look for patterns. Is the skimming methodical, regular, same amounts each time, or is it irregular, impulsive? See what details pop out. Like this withdrawal here, December 23rd. Maybe someone wants to go Christmas shopping. There's a story about our embezzler in there somewhere.
Okay, I guess I'll just dig in.
Welcome to the exciting world of detecting. Oh, hey, Nick, I know your brother is going to be your best man, but since he's out of town, I thought I could get together with your groomsmen there and help out, throw a bachelor party. The bowling alley has this fun bachelor party set up.
Oh, yeah? That sounds like a pretty good time. You know, I was going to ask you to be one of my groomsmen, too, but Ro thought Lynn might not be so keen on the idea.
Oh, that's...
Ro didn't think I would want my husband to be in the wedding of the woman he dated before he married me? Imagine that.
It's the thought that counts.
Hello? I can use some help here?
Excuse me.
Sorry, Jay.
That's okay. How can I help, Mr.
Galati, Tony Galati. I'm here to file a complaint. I just got a voicemail from a former customer, Ben Avery, threatening me. I want him arrested for intimidation and harassment, whatever law that breaks.
Okay, so with your list and Nick's and yours, Aida, that brings us up to 142 guests for the wedding.
That's a lot.
Well, a lot of people want to help you celebrate.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Mother, when will the invitations be arriving? Mother, what is it? Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, sorry. You know my new clients, the Averys? Well, the title company discovered a home equity loan on their house that they have no idea existed. I mean, it's really quite a mystery.
A mystery? I'd be glad to look into it if it would help.
No, thank you. I'm sure it will be cleared up soon. I asked the Averys to meet me here. Oh, and there's Bianca Avery now. Bianca. Oh, we're just finishing up a wedding planning luncheon. You remember my daughter, Aurora? Hello. And this is her friend, Sally.
Sally Allison, I read you in the paper all the time. And this is Amanda Gaines. She owns this restaurant.
Well, co-owns. Ben and Bianca are investors. They have a piece of the pie.
And thank goodness, because that piece of the pie may be the only thing feeding us soon.
Oh, I hope your loan snafu isn't as bad as all that.
Oh, it's not. I'm being dramatic. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Well, let me know if I can help. Hope you ladies enjoyed your lunch.
Oh, we loved it.
The chicken salad is so good. Sorry, I just have to get back to work.
Yeah, me too. Mother, I hope you solved the mystery. Maybe we'll see you at the library, Bianca?
At least once or twice more before we head off to Maui.
Bye. Please, sit down.
How ironic the Averys are dealing with a strange loan. Fishy loans were at the bottom of the Kimes murder spree Philip talked about last night.
Well, I hope this story has a happier ending.
Have you learned anything from the bank? And where's Ben?
You refuse to come with me. Aida, we are in the middle of a terrible fight. The loan seems to be legitimate. It's being paid off monthly by autopay from an account number that we don't recognize.
Well, you're gonna have to go to the police.
Exactly what I told Ben, but he doesn't want to. That got me thinking maybe he went behind my back and did it himself.
Do you really think that could be it?
I don't know, but I had to ask, and that did not go well. He walked into his office, slammed the door, and he hasn't talked to me since. Just seems to be the way that things are going with us lately. One blow up after another.
I'm sure it's all gonna be okay. But going to the police is an absolute necessity.
Yes, I know it and you know it. Aida, maybe you could come back to the house with me and try to convince Ben?
Oh, of course.
Well, Ben may be able to ignore me, but I'm certain he won't ignore you. Hal, what are you doing? Ben?
He's dead.
Hal, what did you do?
So Hal was standing over Ben's body? You think he killed his father-in-law?
Oh, I hope not. I mean, the police are holding him for questioning, but thank you. But Hal swore that Ben was dead when he got there, and...
Do you know if Hal and Ben were at odds or anything?
Melissa did say that they butted heads, but I don't even know what that means exactly.
What about the loan mystery? Did you find out anything more from Bianca?
Only that the loan was being paid from an account that Bianca didn't recognize.
Does she have any guesses who might have taken out the loan?
Besides Ben? No.
So she thought Ben applied for the loan behind her back?
Well, maybe later.
Yes. Mother will let you rest. You've had quite a shock.
Okay.
Check on you in a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
You can practically hear your wheels turning.
Someone took out a fraudulent loan on the Avery's house. My guess is that when Ben Avery discovered it,
He was killed to cover it up.
my mother hasn't answered my text since we left. I'm worried.
Why don't I head back over there? Make sure she's all right.
Would you? She seems to have an easier time confiding in you than she does me. I don't know why.
It's because mothers like to appear strong for their daughters.
Well, that makes me feel better. See how good you are at comforting. While you're there, maybe you could ask her about Hal. See if he...
Ro, I'm going over there to listen, not ask questions. But if she wants to talk about it, she can.
I'm very happy for her. She's getting you for a son-in-law.
Well, I'm happy for me that I now have 2 Teagarden women in my life. I'll text you when I'm with her.
Sally, hey. Yeah, I know, it's terrible. Which is why we need to find out what Arthur knows about Hal Needham.
Able to narrow down the time of death any further?
No, the coroner just gave me the same time window.
So between 2:15 p.m. when the neighbors saw Ben Avery checking his mail and 2:50 p.m. when they found the body.
Right, so Hal Needham could have killed him just before Aida and Ben's wife walked in. Too bad the neighbor didn't see what time he got there.
Well, we're gonna have to keep him in custody for now. In the meantime, Bianca Avery finally turned over her husband's cell phone. Take a look at this.
So what, Ben Avery only made 2 local calls that day?
Yes, one to his wife in the morning, and the other to Amanda Gaines 2 hours before he died.
Right, well, that's not so strange if they own that restaurant.
Yes. The texts are what interest me.
Whoa, look at that. He and Hal Needham had some testy exchanges.
Definitely not a lot of love between those two. Look at this. Last text sent, 1:56 p.m., less than an hour before he was killed.
To Tony Galati, the contractor who was in here earlier to complain about Ben threatening him.
I'd like you to stop by so we can hash things out.
Okay, we need to get Galati in here ASAP.
Yes, we do.
This is Ben Avery's daughter's place?
Hal and Melissa Needham's house. Bianca can't receive condolence calls at her own home, of course.
Crime scene. That's right. But if Hal is a suspect, kind of awkward.
Yeah, Melissa insisted. Said her husband was innocent and she wanted to do this for her mom. No, I don't see my mother's car.
I told her she might want to stay home, trying to decompress today.
And my etiquette-loving mother listened to you? Huh.
Hey, you're just in time for the big showdown.
Showdown? Between who?
It is crazy you would even consider that Hal would kill my father. It's like I'm living in a nightmare.
I understand that this is a rough time for you.
Yes, which is why I need my husband. I don't understand why you're holding him if you're not going to charge him.
Which is why I came to speak with you until we have a chance to gather all the facts.
Hal told you the facts. He was trying to help my dad.
Melissa, this isn't helping. You need to trust the police.
How, when they're ignoring the one person who probably did kill Dad? Tony Galati.
I assure you, we are exploring every possible suspect.
Then why isn't he in custody? I heard him arguing with my father. He blamed him for ruining his rating with the business bureau. He said it would cost him clients and money. I heard Tony Galati say the words, "You're gonna be sorry." that isn't a threat, why don't you tell me what is?
Yes, Ben Avery invited me over there, but I'm not crazy enough to take him up on it.
You're telling me you just ignored his texts?
Why wouldn't I? It's a waste of effort to talk to him.
So you didn't like him?
No. Doesn't mean I killed him.
Where were you between 2:15 and 2:50 p.m. yesterday?
2:15, I was on my way to give a quote to a potential customer. Appointment was 2:30. I usually try to show up a little bit early.
Well, I would like that customer's name.
No problem. I'll tell you though, you're on the right track with the daughter's husband.
And why would you say that, Mr. Galati?
When I was working on the Avery's kitchen a few months back, this Hal guy would show up, take food from the refrigerator, shoot the breeze.
When Bianca and Ben weren't home?
Right. One time I heard him talking on the phone. I heard him say, I quote, "The old man's getting too close to the truth. And if he were to find out, he'd probably drop dead from a heart attack." Hal was kind of laughing. Said it'd be just fine with him.
Hey, you're still here after that grilling from Avery's daughter?
Oh, you heard that. Great. Excuse me, there's someone else I need to talk to.
What does he need to... Amanda Gaines. I'm gonna find out what that's about.
Our understanding is that you were the last person that Ben Avery spoke to.
Yeah, well, he called me at the restaurant yesterday. It was still the lunch rush, so around 1 p.m.
Right, and did he say why he was calling?
Yeah, something about a fraudulent loan against his house. He wanted to make sure there was nothing borrowed against the business.
Uh-huh, and where were you yesterday between 2:15 and 2:50 p.m.?
Well, I was at the restaurant working on purchase orders.
Can anyone confirm that?
Any of my staff.
All right, well.
You're really good at that whole nonchalant eavesdropping thing.
Until librarians kill, they're quiet on their feet.
Funny. So I just heard Arthur say Amanda was the last person Ben called. They owned Raintree Restaurant together.
Really? I wonder how that came about.
Well, Melissa told me that she met Amanda at a yoga class last year, and then she introduced Amanda to her parents.
Actually, they introduced themselves to her. After I told them what amazing dinner parties Amanda throws, it was my dad that talked Amanda into opening a restaurant here. He offered to invest even though she didn't need his money.
Why's that?
Amanda's a trust fund kid. You should have seen how much fun he had working with her, planning the menu. We did taste tests in my mom and dad's kitchen. Dad said he wanted to open a Raintree restaurant in Maui, too.
Don't think Bianca will be moving to Maui anymore. Aida told me she didn't want to go in the first place. She also told me Bianca wondered if Ben originated that loan behind her back.
That loan must be the key to the murder.
Oh, I bet money on it. Wonder if the police know anything more about it.
Well, now's your chance to find out. Officer Hurd must have something important to tell Arthur.
Okay, your turn. Go eavesdrop.
I don't have silent librarian feet.
Well, okay, I'll do it.
To no one's surprise.
Forensic says there's no sign of a break-in.
Which we knew already.
Prints are everywhere in that kitchen, though. Melissa's in quite a few of Hal's.
Well, no surprise there.
Hal's prints showed up all over the drawer where Bianca said they kept the extension cords. And Galati says he overheard Hal telling a friend his father-in-law couldn't die soon enough.
It's not looking good for Hal.
No, but Galati isn't exactly a reliable witness either.
I'm assuming his prints were all over that drawer as well.
But you know whose prints we didn't find on that drawer? Prints that we would expect? Bianca Avery's.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I've already heard enough
Enough for what?
to call a real murders meeting. So according to Lynn, there were 2 sets of fingerprints, besides the victims, found on the drawer in the Avery's kitchen where the extension cord was kept.
Meaning the murder weapon.
Right. And the prints belonged to Hal Needham and Tony Galati.
Both of whom have legitimate reasons for their prints to be on that drawer.
Yeah, but for all we know, the killer could have worn gloves and not left any prints behind at all.
True. But what's strange is Bianca Avery's prints were not on that drawer. A drawer in her kitchen.
Well, that could mean she typically kept things she didn't use in that drawer,
Or she put on gloves to kill her husband.
Wait, Bianca Avery a suspect? Would a woman her age be able to strangle a man who outweighs her?
Well, if she had the element of surprise on her side, maybe. I mean, she is a triathlete. They're quite strong.
And she also had Aida come with her to find the body. A smart killer would not want to be the one to call the police.
Bianca would have had the easiest time originating the loan. What if she did and figured it out?
Or Ben got the loan and Bianca figured it out. Either way, a fight over it could have turned deadly.
But aren't the Averys well off? Why would either of them need to borrow $500,000?
Maybe one of them had secret debts. The police will pull their financial records and get an answer to that.
I'll be hanging around the station for the next few days doing that research. I can try and keep my ears open.
Good. Now, what about Hal Needham and Tony Galati?
Well, I'm supposed to interview Melissa tomorrow for my story. I can ask her about her husband's relationship with her father.
I'm thinking Galati's a good bet. A contractor could easily get a hold of people's personal information.
Well, I don't know about easily.
Well, I mean, if they're ordering a bunch of expensive supplies for a remodel, they might ask to run a credit check, make sure you're able to pay up.
But if Galati's working in the house, he could just snoop around until he found what he wanted.
Says the world's foremost snooper.
I also found out Ben's last phone call was to Amanda Gaines. What if she's the one who procured the loan and Ben figured it out?
But she was at the restaurant at the time Ben was killed.
She could have an accomplice.
Amanda drives a Jaguar and carries a $2,000 purse. And Melissa said she lives off of a big fat trust fund. I don't think she needs the money from a fake loan.
Yeah, I agree. It's a long shot.
I like the Braintree restaurant. I can have lunch there tomorrow, get chatty with Amanda, one trust fund kid to another. See what comes up.
What will you be looking into tomorrow, Ro?
Nick and I have some important wedding business in the morning.
Now, what about the format of the ceremony? The Book of Common Prayer or something a little different?
I was thinking traditional vows.
Really? I thought we'd be writing our own vows.
You did? Well, 140 people are coming. They're gonna expect to hear for better, for worse, and sickness and in health.
Well, the wedding should be about us, not about our guests.
But I don't want to disappoint anyone. Sometimes I wish it was just close friends and family.
Is that true? We've been planning a big wedding because I thought that's what you wanted.
Well, I do want to make my mother happy.
But would you be happier with a small wedding?
It's just also frustrating.
Why do you suppose the police would think that Hal would want to... I mean, I heard they found some texts on your father's phone.
Yeah, Hal and my dad bumped heads, but that's only because they were so alike.
In what way?
They both love to argue, for one.
Yeah? About what? Silly things, I bet. My dad likes to offer unsolicited advice to my cousin Lizzie's husband. Drives him crazy.
My dad meant well, but he had no idea what it was like to be laid off the way Hal was. Hal's a computer programmer and his business went bust.
Oh, that's so hard.
He gave Hal no credit when he started his own consulting business.
Oh, he's a consultant. What kind of consulting does he do?
Yeah, he helps businesses get their computer networks up to date. He was actually doing really well. He just bought a new truck. I don't know what's gonna happen to the business now. This whole thing just feels like the end of the world to me.
People don't get how it can be a mixed blessing, getting checks from a trust fund. It gives me freedom. I don't have to work. Sometimes I do feel aimless. You seem to have solved that dilemma.
Yes, well, the restaurant is my passion project.
That's what I need, to choose a project.
Well, sometimes it's not a matter of choice. I didn't always have a trust fund to fall back on. It was only when my father died 5 years ago that I started getting checks. It was nice chatting with you. Enjoy your lunch.
right, here's the latest. Galati's customer says he wasn't early for his appointment. He was actually 15 minutes late, meaning he didn't get there till 2:45.
Enough time to commit murder.
Yes. So did Galati lie, or is he just a busy guy who lost track of time?
I finally heard back from the bank that issued the bogus loan on the Avery house. Payments weren't coming from any account owned by the Averys, or their daughter, or her husband.
Don't tell me it's Galati.
Nope. Recognize that name from anywhere?
Raymond Wagner?
So we haven't been planning the wedding of your dreams?
It's hard to untangle what my dreams are from what my mother's dreams are, Sally's are, and what yours are. How many people would be at your dream wedding?
All I need is two. You and me.
Oh, we have a bunch of texts from Sally, Davis, and Philip. Tell them to meet us at the library.
Oh, good, you're here. Okay, so Hal Needham started a computer network consulting business that's done so well he can afford a brand new truck, but he doesn't even have a website yet.
That doesn't make sense.
So is the consulting business just a cover for living off bogus loan money?
I'm wondering the same thing about Amanda Gaines. She told me her trust fund started paying out at her father's death. But I looked her father up online, and he's alive and well and living in a trailer park in Mesa, Arizona. She lied.
So she's not getting money from a trust fund. How does she pay for those $2,000 purses?
Trust fund or not, Amanda Gaines has an alibi.
Well, Tony Galati said he had an alibi. Turns out he doesn't. Arthur thinks Galati lied about his alibi. Well, exaggerated, anyway.
So he wasn't with a customer when Ben Avery was killed?
No. And I have more scoop. Lynn says they got the info on the account that was paying off the Avery's loan. It's in the name of Raymond Wagner. Anyone know who that is?
Ro, where are you going?
To her computer.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Money from an account in the name of Raymond Wagner, your husband, is paying for a home equity loan in the name of Ben and Bianca Avery.
That's impossible. My husband is dead.
But his credit report shows quite a bit of recent activity.
Well, then someone must have made a mistake. Because my husband was killed 3 years ago.
Did you notify the credit bureau of his passing?
No. I didn't know I had to.
Well, usually the executor of the estate does that.
That was me, but I guess I was just so upset. The police here have never figured out who killed my husband.
Raymond Wagner was murdered?
Click on that news report.
Aurora, what does library policy say about allowing patrons behind the desk?
Police say this is likely the case of a home invasion. An unknown assailant climbed a trellis at the back of the home and gained access into a home office. Now, the owner of the home, Raymond Wagner, apparently scared the intruder and a struggle ensued. Wagner was killed by strangulation with a cord.
Strangled with a cord. Like Ben Avery, that could be a signature that points to the same killer.
I'm sorry, I'm just in shock right now. Raymond was a really great guy.
If Raymond Wagner was killed 3 years ago, how could he have been paying the Avery's mortgage? Okay, these are all the articles about Raymond Wagner's murder. Let's see if we can piece together what happened.
This is not your living room, Aurora. If you want to meet with your morbid little group, take it home or to the Veterans Hall. Anywhere but here.
We could try that new restaurant across the street.
Sold.
What's next?
We've got Officer Hurd following up.
Hopefully it turns out something.
I'll just go through the files again.
Just got the police report on the Wagner homicide.
Thank you.
Raymond and Misty Wagner were living in Seattle when he was killed.
He was an insurance agent and she was a school teacher.
So the night he was killed, Raymond and Misty had dinner in their dining room. Then Misty reports she went out to run errands.
Okay, Misty was grocery shopping when she got a text from her husband that made her hurry to check out and drive home. It said, quote, "Weird stuff is going down, could be very bad for us."
Neighbor David Kotkin noted that he heard a crash sound from the backyard next door at 8:05 p.m. Kotkin looked out back, and the motion detector light from next door had turned on, but the brick wall prevented him from seeing into the Wagner's yard.
Misty Wagner says she got home around 8:20 and went looking for her husband, but found the home office door locked.
Her husband did not respond to the repeated knocks. He did not respond to her phone calls. She said she could hear the phone ringing on the other side of the door.
Okay, that just gave me chills.
Kotkin reports that at 8:25 p.m., the victim's wife knocked on his door, concerned for her husband, asked him to come help her break down the door.
With a neighbor's help, Misty Wagner entered the office and found her husband's body slumped at the desk. The electric cord of the lamp still wrapped around his neck.
Home office window unlocked. No other signs of a break-in. Partial print on window not belonging to the Wagners. No match found.
A torn open envelope with a bank logo was found on his desk.
Let me see that. What do you want to bet that envelope contained a letter from the bank that told him something about a loan in his name?
Okay, so I checked, and there was a second mortgage on the Wagner house, which Misty Wagner claimed to know nothing about. Taken out 4 months before Wagner was killed, paid automatically every month from an account in a name that led nowhere.
So fake name and another fake loan.
Okay, so we know how the murders are similar.
The method, strangulation with a similar ligature, which really points to one killer.
Right, but how are they different?
Well, there was no break-in at the Avery house.
Still, it was someone familiar enough with the house to know there was an extension cord kept in that one particular drawer.
If we could just figure out if any of the suspects in Ben Avery's murder had a connection to Raymond Wagner, we'd know who originated the fake loans, and we'd have our killer.
Raymond Wagner? I've never heard of any such person.
Yeah, I don't understand. You're saying a dead man was paying for a loan on my mom and dad's house.
Well, if someone stole your parents' identity in order to secure the loan, it seems likely that he or she stole Raymond Wagner's identity as well. These days, to get a loan, you no longer need to meet with a loan officer face-to-face. All the paperwork through the process can now be signed electronically.
Well, except for the final copies of the loan documents. They need a notarized signature. I mean, ours did, yours did too, right, Mom?
Yes.
When I've closed escrow on a house, my signature on the final loan documents had to be notarized.
Oh, that's a good point. How could any of our suspects have pulled that off?
Well, remember how Sante and Kenny Kimes did it?
They had a crooked notary on their payroll.
So we should get a copy of the Avery's loan documents to see which notary signed off on it. Is that possible?
Well, Aida is the Avery's real estate agent. She should be able to get a copy of any document attached to the house. She just needs to get Bianca Avery to request it.
I'm gonna call her right now.
Okay, so the loan documents on my parents' house, have you seen them?
No, we've got a subpoena out to the bank, but we're still waiting for them to comply. Unless you've asked the bank for them already, Mrs. Avery.
No, that never occurred to me.
We still need to have a conversation about what kind of wedding we really want.
Oh, well, let's talk about it over dinner. I have some steaks in the fridge. I could make a salad, and you could fire up the grill.
Best idea I've heard all day.
Hello, Mother, what's up?
Bianca Avery still hasn't returned my call, but I called my friend at the title company and asked him to check on the files for the house. And it just so happens that he had a copy, and he messengered them to me.
How nice you have friends in just the right places.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, darling. And I will drop off the documents tomorrow, but I trust that you will share them with the police.
Yes, Mother, I appreciate it.
And Nick appreciates it, and
I'm sure Lynn and Arthur will appreciate it.
Good night, darling.
Good night. Mother, can I get you anything?
Can't believe this happened. I'm so angry I can't even.
Oh, Philip, no, it's all right. Really, I'm gonna be okay. But you know, I would like some water.
Okay.
Thank you.
How long does it take to read a CT scan?
Lynn said her officers haven't been able to locate anyone who witnessed the attack. But she's hoping to find security footage from one of the other houses on the street. She's sending an officer down to speak with you when you're feeling up for it. See if you can remember anything about your attacker.
I don't really. It all happened so fast. I do remember watching a hand pick up the envelope I was carrying.
With the loan documents?
Yeah.
Mother, I am so sorry that I asked you to do something that put you in danger.
No, getting loan documents is something that, it's a typical part of my job. You didn't ask me to do anything I haven't done a million times, honey.
The real question is what was in those documents worth hurting you to get them? Whoever did this to you clearly has something to hide.
Well, must be something that would tell us who killed Ben Avery, right?
Thank you for agreeing to meet with me after hours.
Sure. Again, I apologize for not getting in touch with you earlier, but of course our legal team had to review the subpoena.
Right, I understand, but I'm assuming you've got the go-ahead now?
Yes, but there is a problem. I tried to download the document for the Avery loan, but it seems they're irretrievable. The file's been corrupted.
I don't know what you mean. There's got to be a backup file in some archives or on the cloud.
That's the thing. The corrupted file overrode any other version. Or maybe they were corrupted from the beginning. Or I suppose there's an outside chance there was a hack of some sort.
You don't know?
I've opened an IT investigation, of course, but no. This is alarming, to be sure.
Yeah. What about a hard copy?
We typically don't keep paper files after a year. Have you tried the title company?
I just spoke to Arthur. He said that there's no way that even the police could get a copy of those loan documents.
That doesn't seem possible.
I guess anything's possible if the culprit is clever enough.
Or knows a good hacker. I'm friends with some computer majors at school. Maybe I could.
No, you could not.
Am I missing something here? If Aida was able to get a copy from the title company, why not go back to them?
Arthur tracked down Aida's friend when he was done at the bank, and apparently he was in a hurry, so he sent Aida the only hard copies they had on file, thinking that he would easily be able to download another.
Mother, who knew you were trying to get a copy of those loan docs?
The only person I'm sure of is Bianca Avery. I left her a voicemail asking for them.
Does that mean Bianca's the one that attacked you?
Is that plausible? Could Bianca Avery be tech savvy enough to plant a virus on a digital file?
Or ruthless enough to try and take down Aunt Aida.
Hal Needham is a computer network consultant. I'm sure he could figure out how to hack into whatever network that file lived on.
Possibly, but Hal Needham is in custody. There's no way he could have attacked Aida.
I still can't believe there's no other way for us to get a copy of those documents.
Wait, I usually ask Jan at my office to make backup copies of anything that comes in. Aurora, why don't you try her?
Wait, Mother, are you saying there might be another copy in your office?
If Jan did her job, and she always does her job.
Seriously, though, if we need a guy who can figure out a digital footprint,
Philip, don't make me get out of this bed.
Jan made another copy of the loan documents.
Aida, you're brilliant. No, I'm just organized.
She said she'll scan it. I'll have her email it to me.
Aurora.
I mean, I'll ask her to email it to Lynn also.
We hope you feel better soon, Aida.
I thank you for coming.
Yes, Mother. We all need you to feel better. You just proved how lost we'd be without you.
I know if it was up to you, you'd keep him in custody.
Yeah, well, DA was right. Without any physical evidence on him or the body connecting him to the crime, there's not enough to charge him.
Plus, the fact that we had him in a cell when Aida was attacked would seem to exonerate him.
Unless he had an accomplice.
True. He definitely had the background to pull off whatever hack corrupted the file with those loan documents.
I've been over every single page of these documents with a fine-tooth comb, and I can't find anything in here that would be worth nearly killing Aida Teagarden.
Eric Weiss. Nope, no such notary in this county or the state.
So it's another fake identity and a fake notary.
Well, that doesn't really tell us anything.
It tells us we need to go see Bianca Avery, find out if she notices anything off. There has to be something else in these documents that someone wants to stay hidden.
I don't think we should go see Bianca, Ro. What if she's the one who attacked your mother? No, I think we should stay as far away from her as we can. No, no, no. You see that face? She thinks she's gonna talk me into it. Not this time, Ro. Not this time.
All this information is accurate. I wish I knew how they got it.
You don't see anything that raises any questions?
Ah, got the cream and sugar.
It's okay, we don't need any.
Oh, I'd like cream, please.
What are you doing? And how did you talk me into this? Bianca could be the killer. She knew your mother was getting those documents, and here we are waving them around in front of her, letting her know that we have them. If she comes back in here with a gun, we're up.
Well, I'm glad to know that your mother wasn't seriously injured, Ro.
No, but she does have a concussion. They're gonna keep her at the hospital a bit longer just to be safe.
Well, I was worried that she was borrowing trouble trying to get a hold of those documents.
What makes you say that?
I just had a bad feeling listening to her message, and that's exactly what I told Melissa and Amanda.
Wait, Amanda Gaines and your daughter were with you when you listened to my mother's voicemail? Did they hear it too?
Yes, we had it on speaker.
You know what? I would like some sugar, please.
Of course.
Did you hear that?
I'll talk to Davis, see if he can find out where Amanda Gaines was when my mother was attacked. Do you think you can find out what Melissa Needham was doing then?
I don't know, maybe.
Nick and I will go talk to Raymond Wagner's widow. See if she can connect either Melissa or Amanda to her husband. I'll let Bianca know.
Oh, no, you don't. If you go, I go.
Fine, fine.
Everything okay?
Fine. She's not home. Do you mind waiting a while?
You remember the news stories about Raymond Wagner's murder? The neighbor who helped find the body?
Oh, David Kotkin.
Maybe we ask him if he's seen any of our suspects visiting next door.
Couldn't hurt.
Yes?
Hi. We're looking for a David Kotkin. Is he home?
Who?
David Kotkin.
Oh, the former tenant here. Sorry, he's long gone. I've been here a couple of years now.
Okay, thank you. Oh, look. She's home.
No. Sorry. Your police detective asked me about this guy before. I don't recognize his wife either.
What about her?
Wait, I think I do know her. I can't remember her name.
This woman is Amanda Gaines.
Yes, Amanda. She owned the restaurant where I threw Raymond's 40th birthday party. Cafe Angel, I think it was called.
So Misty Wagner told you she knew Amanda Gaines because she catered Raymond Wagner's birthday party?
And she gave Amanda her social security number.
Well, why would a caterer ask that?
She told Misty it was part of her routine to run a credit check because she had been burned by clients not paying their final bill.
And Misty didn't think that was odd?
She was so focused on the party, she didn't give it much thought, she said. But Ro and I have a theory.
Oh, then she's not here to try and sell it? Did pigs begin to fly and I didn't notice?
She wanted to be here, but she's picking up Aida from the hospital.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we think Amanda Gaines is using the cover of a restaurant and catering business to gain access to her clients' personal information. She then steals their identity and applies for loans against their houses.
And why would she do this in this theory of yours?
To finance a lavish lifestyle. You've seen what she drives. And Davis found out that she lied about her dad dying and leaving her a trust fund.
Well, it would fit with Ben's last call going to Amanda. If he told her something to make her worry, he was getting too close to the truth.
That would be motive for murder.
Okay, well, speculation is not evidence. I can see how the coincidence is compelling, and we will definitely take a closer look into Amanda, but she does have an alibi for Ben's murder.
What if she was working with someone? Arthur, you remember the last Real Murders meeting about Sante Kimes? Sante wouldn't have been able to pull off any of her schemes without the help of her son, Kenny.
Well, we are considering the possibility of co-conspirators.
But we do have to take it one step at a time. We need to go through all the financial records of the victims and the suspects to get a better picture. So please, just leave it to us.
Look, thanks for letting us know what you learned, and we'll follow up with Misty Wagner.
I hope so, because that's a huge connection we found.
Yeah, I know. Just leave it with me.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim.
I don't get why Lynn isn't jumping all over your theory. Maybe I should go give her my talk on Sante and Kenny Kimes.
Nick said Arthur at least seemed open to it, but if he can't convince her...
He should tell her how Sante worked her cons like a pyramid scheme that would fall apart without a constant influx of cash.
That's what it was, wasn't it? A pyramid scheme.
Right. Half the money from the loan she got was used to pay off the other loans. The other half she used to buy cars, travel.
So, if Amanda Gaines is living off fake loan money, then, like Sante Kimes, she'd always have to arrange new loans. Philip, you've just given me an idea. Now the question is, will Nick go for it?
The customer you said you met at 2:20 the day Ben Avery was killed told us you didn't actually arrive until 2:45.
Why did you lie, Tony?
What, you don't want to talk about that? Okay. Why don't you tell us if you've ever done any work in Seattle?
Like maybe for these people? Raymond and Misty Wagner. Oh, you recognize them?
I'm not talking anymore without my lawyer.
Make the call.
Go ahead. We'll resume this when your lawyer is present.
You said to let you know when I tracked down the forwarding address of Raymond Wagner's neighbor.
David Kotkin? He moved to Corinth. Well then, I have an assignment for you.
Okay, so we told you why we think it's most likely Amanda Gaines who took out the fake loan on the Avery house.
But it'll take a while for the police to build their case.
You really think she got an accomplice to kill Ben Avery?
Well, there's one way to find out.
We're gonna set a trap.
David Kotkin? Yes. Officer Hurd, Lawrenceton PD. I have a few questions regarding a murder in which you're listed as a witness.
Ah,
Yeah, you must be talking about Raymond Wagner. Such a shame. Still gets to me. A good man, a good neighbor. And poor Misty. Do you want to come in?
This will only take a minute. We saw from the police report that you heard the crash of the window breaking, but didn't actually see anyone in the Wagner backyard at the time.
That's correct.
But you did notice someone walking down the driveway on the other side of the house when you were with Mrs. Wagner to break down the door.
Yeah, it was dark, but I did see someone. Just a flash of a face, really.
I'd like to ask you if you recognize this person.
No, I'm pretty sure the face I saw was male.
What about either one of these guys?
Yeah, actually, that could be him.
So Ro and I will pretend the caterer for our wedding fell through, and then we'll get Amanda to offer to cater for us.
Misty Wagner told us Amanda automatically asks for a social security number, but if she doesn't, we'll ask her to extend us credit till after the wedding.
So you're thinking if Amanda needs to keep the money flowing, she won't be able to resist taking out a loan against your house?
But she's met you guys. How are you going to con somebody who already knows you?
No, actually, that will work in our favor.
Yeah, it'll give Amanda a feeling of safety with us.
It's why con artists spend so much time getting friendly with their marks. It lulls the mark into a false sense of security.
Yeah, but isn't she too savvy to fall into a trap like that?
Maybe. But people with high intelligence are often more easily tricked because they assume they won't fall for it.
I read a book about a con artist who was so impressed with his own intelligence, he'd leave little clues behind. You know, little things like inside jokes, anagrams.
I know who you're talking about. He called himself T. Cortinas.
Yes, it's the words con artist, but just with the letters rearranged.
That's right. He got a psychological reward from outwitting people in plain sight.
You're gonna con a con. I'm in. So what's your plan?
Well, first we have to drop the bait.
And then we'll set the hook.
Davis and Philip will have drinks at the Raintree restaurant and make sure Amanda can hear us talking about me owning my home.
Ow! Can we come up with a better signal? No, I think after they get married, they'll live at Rose's house. It's all paid for, no mortgage.
Well, she's a librarian. How'd she pay off her house?
A friend of hers left her house way back when, and she's bought and sold a few houses since. Took her a while to find one she loves. We can do that.
Absolutely.
If Amanda needs to keep a steady income from new loans to keep her pyramid scheme afloat, a completely paid off house will be a very tempting target. She can get a bigger loan that way.
And then later, Ro and I will show up to the restaurant for dinner.
Then we'll call Amanda over to the table and compliment her on her food. And then Sally, as maid of honor, will join us and tell us the caterer had to cancel.
Wait, you want me to go in there with a made-up story? Ro, you know I can't lie.
You're right. You have the world's worst poker face.
Okay, is there another logical person?
What about Aida, Bride's mother?
No, that's not gonna happen.
No. Sally, we need you. Look, you can do this. All you have to do is come over to our table and tell us that there's an issue with the caterer, which there is, so technically it's true. On my signal, Sally will come up and inform us of the caterer issue.
Right, yeah, it's from the California vineyards. It's like one of those.
Yes, right. Excuse me, but bad news. There's a problem with the caterer.
And when Amanda hears this, that's the crucial moment. As any good con artist will tell you, it helps to get the mark to suggest the course of action you want them to take.
Meaning, we can't ask her if she'll cater our wedding. We need to get her to offer. And we might have to postpone the wedding.
No, your mother would be very upset.
Well, all the good caterers are booked up far in advance. What are we gonna do?
Looks like we're just gonna have to go home and do some research.
I don't know if you're aware, but we cater here. Would you like to see our catering menu?
I don't know.
Wouldn't hurt to take a look.
Yeah, no pressure. You know, I'll just go grab it, and you can take it home and think about it.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Well, the lure's in the water.
Let's hope she bites.
So you actually found a connection between Hal Needham and Raymond Wagner?
Yeah, both men worked in the computer industry, and 6 months before Wagner was killed, Hal needed Amanda's company's booth at a trade show Wagner attended.
So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to see how they would have connected there. Okay.
David Cockins here.
Great, send in the lineup. Mr. Cotkin, I'm the police chief here in Lawrencetown. Lynn Liggett-Smith, and this is Detective Arthur Smith.
Good to meet you.
So Officer Hurd told us that you thought you recognized one of our suspects as being on the premises of the Wagner house the night that Raymond Wagner was killed?
That's right.
And here comes our lineup now.
Oh, wow. It's just like on TV. I feel nervous all of a sudden.
Oh, don't worry. They can't see you.
I think you'll be very happy with the butternut squash ravioli.
That sounds good. Yeah, we really appreciate you stepping in on such short notice.
And right after losing your business partner. Must be such a stressful time.
Glad I can help. Number of guests?
140. And we know what that'll cost per head according to your quote, but we still haven't received our deposit back from our previous caterer yet.
Yeah, and cash flow, it's tight with all the wedding expenses. Are you sure we can't ask your mother?
Nick, I told you we are not allowing my mother to pay for this wedding.
Okay.
I tell you what, I can waive the deposit and extend you credit.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
All I need now is your social security number for a credit check.
No problem. It's very hard to keep smiling at her when I think she might have had something to do with putting my mother in the hospital.
I agree. It was very hard. You know, we still need to finish that conversation about the size of the wedding.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
I know you think you need to invite over 100 people to make your mother happy, but all I'll ever want is for you to be happy.
I think I told myself a big wedding was for her, but really, I want those people there for me. I want them to all see how lucky I am that I get to marry you.
Now, Ro, I'm the lucky one. Now, hopefully we'll get lucky enough and catch Amanda trying to get a loan in your name.
Okay, I know number 4 is the guy that I pointed to in the photo that he showed me. But now that I see him in person, I'm not so sure. I mean, the guy that I saw struck me as smaller. I really don't want to point the finger at the wrong person.
How's that, Mother?
Oh, darling, it's fine, but I don't want to be resting. I have work to do.
Well, sorry, doctor's orders.
Okay, so I found a vase for the flowers.
You are so sweet, Sally, but please stop making a fuss.
I'll turn your ringer off.
No, I can at least talk to my clients. No.
So how's Operation Comic-Con going?
Oh, so far so good. Amanda has my social security number now. I informed all 3 credit bureaus there might be an attempt to block my security alert system.
Okay, why would you?
Well, I'm sure Amanda, or whatever hacker helps her, has probably figured out how to block identity theft systems for her marks. So we have to stay one step ahead of her.
That's smart. But what if she figures out that you're trying to trap her? I mean, she could be the killer, Ro, and then you just went and painted a target on yourself. That's...
Sally, what is going on? Did I just hear you say that Aurora is some kind of target?
Did you?
What is going on?
I don't know what you mean.
No, you are a terrible liar.
Actually, I'm getting better.
Sit down and tell me what is happening.
Mr. Nito? Excuse me, you were told specifically to exit through the rear of the building.
Yeah, well, I'm parked out front.
Yes, well, we can't have you running into our witness.
This is ridiculous. Chief, Aida Teagarden's on the phone for you. Says it's an emergency.
Stay with him. Yes, Aida, what is this about an emergency? Are you okay?
Mother, please don't do this.
I need you to talk some sense into my daughter. Apparently, she has set up a sting operation with the owner of Raintree Restaurant.
Oh, don't you dare try to leave. You have to help me clean up this mess.
What do you mean? What sting operation?
I'm sorry I couldn't be more certain. I only got a glimpse of that.
Sorry, we appreciate you driving out here. Please.
Hey, hang on a second. You let Ro turn herself into bait for Amanda Gaines? To try and lure her into taking out a loan in Ro's name?
That's why I'm here to explain.
Explain why she's interfering with a police investigation? Again.
Thanks again, Mr. Kotkin. We'll be in touch.
You're David Kotkin? Could you wait a minute? I'd like to have a word.
No. You don't need to wait. You're free to go, Mr. Kotkin.
Thank you.
All right. We will be there shortly, Aida. If you think I'm gonna let you shield Ro from the consequences of her actions, you can think again. Arthur, let's go.
This won't be pretty.
Arthur!
Yep.
A sting operation? Okay, that is going too far, Ro, even for you.
What better way to prove she's in the business of phony loans?
Yeah, we figured it was worth a shot. If she doesn't bite, no harm, no foul.
You don't know that. If she's guilty, you may have compromised the case against her. You know what? I should arrest you both for obstruction of justice.
No, I didn't call you and tell you about it to arrest them.
But she didn't mean that literally.
No, I wouldn't be so sure of that.
You know, I always thought I'd end up visiting you in jail someday, Ro.
I just got a text alert from the credit bureau. A loan company just pulled my credit report.
That means Amanda Gaines is going for it. She's trying to get a loan in Ro's name.
Now that Amanda's taken the bait, why not let it play out? See what we can learn about her fake loan racket.
Okay. Setting aside the legalities of gathering evidence that way, there's just too many variables out of our control. Too many risks.
But what about the risks to the other people that Amanda may target if she's not stopped?
All right. We will take a wait-and-see approach with this sting operation.
That's not what I was hoping to hear.
Don't worry, Aida. Ro will solemnly swear to run everything she does in regards to this little operation through me.
No problem. And the first thing I'll tell you is I just heard from Amanda. She's asking Nick and me to stop by her office again to go over our menus. Well, if David Kotkin is in town, I think we should give him a call. Love to know what he was doing at the police station, what he has to say.
I doubt Lynn will cough up his info.
I'm a librarian. I have access to an excellent people search database. Look, Bianca Avery.
Here's her office.
Nick!
Nick?
Can't find a pulse. She's dead. Yeah, we'll stay right here. The police are on their way.
How did this go so wrong? I would have never wished such a horrible end for Amanda.
Yeah, she was strangled just like the other two victims.
I'll just be a minute.
Okay, just hurry before the police get here. Hurry. thinking, Ro. But we don't know that Amanda's murder had anything to do with us or what we were trying to do.
I think it did.
It seems like the restaurant has security cameras here in the dining room, but none in the office area.
All right, so we have to assume the killer came through the back delivery entrance and bypassed the kitchen. None of the staff saw anything.
Okay, obviously Amanda had a co-conspirator who turned on her. Thought Amanda was about to get caught and would be pressured to name her partner in crime. Look at this. It was on Amanda's desk. It's a loan application in my name with my signature already forged and notarized. And no, I didn't touch it.
Like I said, no control over the variables. All right, so who else knew about this sting operation of yours?
Just some real murders members I trust. And my mother found out from Sally and she called you. That's all I know of.
Actually, I know of someone at the station who might have overheard us talking about it. Hal Needham.
You're right. I saw him too, watching and listening.
All right, so we're gonna have to get him back to the station for further questioning.
You two can come down later and give us your statement.
Oh, wait, Officer Hurd. We also saw Bianca Avery here having lunch when we arrived, just so you know.
Okay, thanks.
I have a class in an hour, but I'll get it covered. I don't want you to be alone until they catch Hal. Or Bianca, or whoever it was who killed Amanda.
Thank you, but I'm supposed to work a shift at the library. I won't be alone. Why don't you go teach your class and come pick me up when my shift is done?
Okay.
Okay, Aunt Aida, what kind of tea would you like? We've got mint or... Hey, what's going on?
Melissa's a little upset.
Well, of course I am. Someone else was killed today, and once again, your daughter is pointing the finger at my husband.
Wait, what? Someone else was killed?
Yes, Amanda Gaines was murdered at her restaurant.
Oh, no.
And now the police are looking for my husband again, which is ridiculous because he was with me today.
Okay, so where is he now?
Why don't you just tell Aurora we have been through enough? And that if she doesn't stop trying to make my husband look guilty, I promise you, I'll put an end to it.
Philip, please call the police and tell them what just happened.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Philip.
We still don't know where Hal Needham is.
Yeah, well, his wife just showed up at Aida's house and threatened Ro.
So, I got the depressing basics of Amanda Gaines' murder from the police, but I was kind of hoping you could give me some details for my story. Ro? Hi.
Oh, Sally, hi.
What's that?
The loan application on Amanda's desk. She forged my signature on it. And look, it's the same fake notary, Eric Weiss.
Those are just like the documents on Ben Avery's house.
Yeah, except this time Eric is spelled with a K and not a C. No notary in the state under that spelling either.
Hey, Philip, what's up?
Just wanted to give you a heads up about what's going on. Make sure you're with Ro.
No, but I'm heading to the library right now.
Good. Because Melissa Needham was just here, and she has it out for Ro.
Really?
Just so you know, Sally, we close in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Ah, Eric Weiss, I know that name.
You know an Eric Weiss?
No, I know the name. It's the real name for Harry Houdini, only it's spelled with a Z instead of an S at the end.
Wow, Lillian, how did you know that?
There are lots of books in this library. Astonishingly, not all of them are about true crime. Some are actual biographies about figures important in popular culture.
Remember what Nick said about con artists using secret codes in their fake identities to make themselves feel more clever?
Yeah. I guess using the real names of famous magicians as fake names is kind of clever.
Yeah, we have to think of other famous magicians.
I know one. My dad took me to see David Blaine once.
David Blaine. Nope, that's his real name. Oh, there's also Penn and Teller. also their real names.
Do you remember when we were in high school, there was that one magician your mother loved? He was always on TV.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean. I think we just found the killer. David Copperfield's real name is David Kotkin.
You mean like the guy who lived next door to Raymond Wagner? The one who helped his wife break down the door and find his body?
Yes. And Nick said he saw him at the police station when they were talking about our sting operation against Amanda. He's got to be her co-conspirator.
But that means that David Kotkin,
or whatever his real name is
Ben Avery's killer.
And Raymond Wagner's. And Amanda's. I gotta print this.
We have to call in.
Wait, what? No, wait. She's gonna say we don't have enough to prove anything. I can just hear her asking how she's supposed to get an arrest warrant with an article about David Copperfield.
Well, she'd have a point. I mean, maybe we're wrong about him being the killer.
We are not wrong. But we do have to figure out a way to find more proof.
It's him. David Kotkin. I recognize him from that news video we watched on Raymond Wagner's murder.
Okay, Sally, try to stay calm. He doesn't know we know. But one look at your face and he will.
I'm not looking at him, but what is he doing here?
I left him a voice message about an hour ago telling him where I work. He's probably here to find out what I know.
Okay, what do we do now?
You're gonna leave and call Lynn and Nick.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna con the con into giving himself away.
Aurora, I told this man we were about to close, but he's insisting he needs to speak to you.
I'm David Kotkin. You left me a message?
Yes, Mr. Kotkin. I've been hoping to speak with you. It's nice of you to come in.
Sure. I was in the area, so.
Lillian, we won't be long. Why don't you go home and let me lock up?
Oh, because it's my job, not yours. I'll give you 10 minutes, no more.
So my fiancé told me he saw you at the police station today.
Oh.
Did you happen to hear what he was discussing with the chief?
Some of it. It sounded pretty crazy. Something about a sting operation?
Yes. He figured out a woman named Amanda Gaines has been stealing people's identities, getting fake loans. And when those people, like your neighbor, Raymond Wagner, found out, she had them killed.
Wow. That really is crazy. But how can you be so sure that's what was really happening?
Well, the fact that Amanda was murdered earlier today is pretty solid confirmation.
Murdered? Oh.
Oh, Nick! Rose inside with the killer.
Hal Needham or Melissa?
Neither. It's David Kotkin. She figured it out just before he came in.
Did you call Lynn?
Yes.
Okay, stay here.
Okay.
Who did the police think might have killed this Amanda person?
Well, her co-conspirator.
Huh. Who do they think that is? Maybe it's that Hal Needham guy that they were hoping I could identify.
That's one theory. I have another.
I'm all ears.
Aurora, how many times have I asked you not to leave your personal items on the printer?
Stay back! Stay back! You do as I say, or I'll stop her breathing. You understand?
Lillian, stay calm.
I'd rather not.
Freeze, Kotkin!
Let that serve as a warning to any other criminals who think they can make mischief in my library.
Ro, why don't you give everyone an update?
Well, we now know David Kotkin's real name. We know he and a man had been working together the last 5 years. And the police confirmed at least 9 phony loans. Kotkin was very good at leaving corrupted files behind to obscure his trail.
The police think he committed another murder, besides the 3 we know about. This one in Tacoma.
Well, my new friend and I are giving a heartfelt thank you to the police and to you, Aurora. And to your fiancé, Professor Miller. I know you had a few other friends helping you out.
Yeah, like Lillian.
Yeah, don't mess with librarians.
Oh, it was nothing, really.
All of you, you never gave up. You made sure we'd see justice for our husbands, made sure we could sleep at night. So, thank you.
Excuse me. I owe you a big thanks, too. You found the person who put me in the hospital. And I don't know why that man chose a life of tricking people, stealing from them, harming them in every way possible. But
it's good to know that he won't harm anyone else again.
yes. And now that you're about to be married, Aurora, I hope that you will be less likely to throw yourself into such dangerous cases.
From now on, it's gonna be all about